wait, there's all the do. Hi, YouTube. Welcome to the carnival, YouTube. That's what this session might be. We'll see. Actually, it's going to start off on a much more intense note, like to the point where I think rather appropriately, once we start combat back, I'm going to start the first song as Devil Trigger from Devil May Cry, because it's kind of appropriate for a phase 2 of a tiefling. But hi, welcome back to Caragor Studios Remnant Lunar Archon, session 25. We're having a good time. Hopefully y'all will be able to enjoy it. Hopefully we'll be able to enjoy it. And nothing will go terribly wrong. But there definitely will be at least one technical difficulty at some point. I'm also going to temporarily unmute Jack to see if he's at a point where he can do it himself or if he's still driving.
I'm still.
You still driving, Jack?
Yep, I'm still.
Cool. Back to mute. And he's back into the mute box.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he's gone. Back to the corner he goes. Previously on Remnant Lunar Archon, we had a 5-hour session. That was fun. That took a while to upload to YouTube. That was not including the delay we had before we started. That was a 5-hour recording. It was a long session. This one will probably not be as long, but still, be the normal time, maybe a little bit longer since we're starting at 8. Though I do have tests in the morning, so not too late.
TPK.
It probably won't be a TPK, but that's up to y'all, I guess, and up to the dice. Yeah, but previously on, I believe the party finished their business with Rusty. I think that's what happened at the end of last session, or at the beginning of last session. Y'all finished y'all's business with Rusty, got paid, left, walked around town. No, that was it. Y'all had already finished your stuff. Spent a day and a half doing your things while you waited for the black market deal you had heard about. And as y'all did stuff. I don't think there was a ton of different things. I know Maverick bought a identify pearl, so now the party has 2, so they can identify 2 things at once. Yeah, nobody else did much except for Garan, who apologized and performed for the tavern y'all went to first, but y'all are still staying at the more down, sketchy tavern. Y'all then spent quite a while stalking the warehouse, Gambit falling asleep while he watched it all day to see if anyone went inside or anything sketchy happened. But y'all walked around the warehouse a lot and talked for a few minutes before ending up having a few of you hide inside and then have Gambit and Garan, the 2 stealthier boys, being outside next to the doors waiting for people. Over the evening, there were a few different people that went in, including 2 stealthy people, a guy in a robe who seems to be some kind of illusionist, a tough-looking halfling, and a not-as-tough-looking dwarf. And then at the time when the deal was supposed to go down, a tiefling that you now know, in a large cloak, entered. They made a very quick trade before the party launched an attack. Over the attack, the group has spread out, and I'll go ahead and move us over to map. The group has spread out across the dock warehouse a bit, avoiding spells that cause lots of noise to try and be smart. Y'all spread out a bit. You managed to corner the tiefling for a little bit in the upper right corner and next to the door. Meanwhile, Maverick and Doug very quickly knocked out the dwarf, and Maverick is 1v1ing the halfling right now. The illusionist caused some damage, especially against Maverick, before he ended up, seems like he's trying to run, turning himself invisible and stuff like that. Garan managed to accidentally kill one of the stealthy boys, intimidated the other stealthy person into letting him very poorly tie him up. And then Garan has been trying to shoot at the halfling and recently revealed the position of the illusionist with a well-placed fairy fire. And at the end of last session, I'll just narrate us back into it, and then we will re-roll initiatives. At the end of last session, let me go ahead and put this over to the more intense playlist, not the calm playlist that we started. Oh, that's a good start. As we ended, the tiefling, the cloak falling off of her as she jumped out from where she had been surrounded, stepping over the boxes and moving toward the center of the warehouse, getting some space between her and you all, turned to you as the cloak fell away. You saw the somewhat tall tiefling woman, the two short horns coming from her head, the grim mask on her shoulder, lots of purples, pinks, and whites on her long kimono, reminiscent of Mistral garb. She said as she looked over, seeing you all, "I didn't want to do this tonight. In fact, I'd like to leave if you'll let me. I have a feeling I want this item more than you do. But if you will not allow," and she began to draw her long nodachi, extremely long blade from her side, having dropped the wakizashi she used before. And as she drew it, the purplish flames around her feet leapt up, and this purple energy began to flow around her that's fire. And as this happened, the grim mask on her shoulder, as her eyes turned red, the grim mask purple. And you heard a voice from the mask itself that rung out throughout the warehouse. "For these idiots? You brought me out for them?" This demented laughter. That is where we rejoin the game. We are going to reroll initiatives at this point in the combat, so I will go ahead and roll all the NPCs if y'all will go ahead and roll your characters. I have deleted the previous initiatives, so I will know if you don't. There's the third or fourth doodly doo so far. Let's see. Who is it that's controlling Doug? Jack is on the phone.
I took Maverick just because he was already down this second half with me.
Okay,
So,
Thicket,
O'Neal.
can you take Doug? He is not a complicated person to control.
You can do it.
I can.
He'll also
You got
plus
this,
Jack is here,
Maury.
so he can tell you what his goals are. For a review, Jack, just so you know, you do have your second win still and 1 point of lucky left. You have no hero points, though at the start of the session, everyone can gain 1 hero point, even if we're in the middle of combat. I'm nice like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
On behalf of Gambit, Cedar doesn't use them.
It's true. Go ahead and roll Doug's. Doug rolled pretty well. As we return, we'll start the combat playlist, and we are going to start. Where's Devil Trigger? Come on. I have Devil Trigger on this playlist, don't I? Do I not have Devil Trigger? Why would I not have Devil Trigger? PMCA free. Go.
All right, so as long as I have advantage, I'm going to use an inspiration for the plus d4, and then I will use my cast, or maybe it's regular cast, but guiding bolt.
All right, so you are you're going against the robed figure, going ahead and taking a pot shot. Music is going.
Okay, yeah, I can upcast it. Can you added a previous boost to it before? Is there a way to do that again?
Oh, so let's see. Guiding bolt, right? It's just I think it's just an extra 6. So it starts at 4d6. I will temporarily just change damage. Add an extra 1d6 radiant. I'll delete that in a minute. So,
all right,
there you go. Go ahead. Make the attack. That is a super hit on the rogue figure. Not quite a crit, but pretty high. Dropping a 17 and rolling an 18, you were basically guaranteed to hit. Go ahead and roll damage. As Garon, you reach over using the last of your energy, channeling through the bolt of this radiant lightning, strikes toward the figure, dealing 18 damage as it flies over the corpse in front of you, strikes into this figure's shoulder, shattering what was left of their aura, with them effectively just having their physical body left before they go unconscious. You deal 18 damage, strikes into them as they step back and gasp. They don't seem to be doing too hot.
so now we've tried to warn you. You can turn yourself in. Maybe it'll go better. And then, oh, you Maverick, you've got it. Go on. And that's bardic inspiration onto Maverick.
All right, note that on his sheet. Then it will, particularly enough, halfling that's at Maverick is going to make an intelligence. Because he's been wailing on Maverick for a bit. He's going to make another couple attacks. He did not roll well. But that one hit, so he's gonna deal some damage to Maverick as as the halfling steps forward. As Maverick looks over to you, being slightly distracted for a second, cuts toward him. Maverick pulls up his shield, pushing the blade off to the side, but still taking damage to his aura in the moment. As the scimitar scrapes along it, gonna bring the scimitar back up from his left, down from the side. But with that miss, Maverick immediately puts his foot out and actually pushes the scimitar back down, keeping it in the ground. With disadvantage, he's going to make a dagger attack as he pulls up the dagger, trying to stab into Maverick's foot, where it's holding down his blade, and is going to miss as he tries to cutting straight toward Maverick. The dagger slides against Maverick's metallic armor and his boots, sliding off with no effect.
Who's doing this to Maverick?
The halfling that's in the center of the room.
Okay. Which one is that?
It's the one that looks like a pirate.
Okay. It's saying unidentified creature. That's why I didn't know.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting kind of hurt over here. If you can help me out.
That was pretty good.
I'm just getting started. Cedar, speaking of someone who might be able to help out, what would you like to do? As you see this tiefling, you also hear Maverick calling for aid. You're feeling fine. You have taken 0 damage of this fight.
Ugh.
You've got most of your resources left. You're pretty much on top of your game right now.
I
to
guess
do?
I should help him, shouldn't I?
That's up to you, man.
That was a joke. I'm gonna help him.
Let's see. You have Cure Wounds, so if you manage to get all the way to him, you could heal him. So if you wanted, you could action dash and heal him on your next turn. Alternatively, you can get halfway there and be in range of the Tiefling, in case that manages something, but wouldn't be able to get all the way to Maverick and heal him this turn.
Wait, who could I... Wait, what?
You can't get all the way to Maverick this turn and heal him. You could get all the way to him, but wouldn't be able to heal him. Or just, like, get next to the Tiefling and do something. Whatever you'd like to. You're just simply too far away to be able to cure wounds. That's a touch spell.
Yeah.
You're a satyr. You do have 35 feet of... Still not quite enough. What would you like to do?
Cure wounds is touch. Okay.
Cure wounds is touch.
Wow. I guess I'll get up next to him, though.
All right. Do you want to draw the path you're going to follow to get to him?
I guess. Hold on. How far can I go? 30 feet, right?
35, because you're a satyr.
I guess I'd have to do... Because I can't sit on top of these boxes, can I?
Which boxes? You can't sit on necessarily, but you can, like, jump over or climb on. The only things you can't move through are these, because they are effectively pillars. Wooden pillars holding up the ceiling.
I think I'm going to do 30 feet here and then 5 feet here.
Cool. As you move into trying to stay out of the range of the tiefling, she turns as you move, and this sword is longer than you expected. She is going to take an opportunity attack. Leave her range.
Ooh.
As this sword seems to have a 10-footer. That is a hit.
Oh.
And that is a total of 19 points of damage as she turns and swings this long blade. As you see this dark energy cascade down the blade as it cuts into your back, toward your back shoulder. You use your aura to push most of the damage off, but as it slices along, you feel this poison seep through your aura and you push it away, keeping it from you. But it seems it has this poisonous energy surrounding the blade itself. That is her reaction. You can continue on with your turn.
I can continue with my turn?
Yes.
So I could still...
You still can...
I could cast a spell.
Yeah. You could.
Okay.
You have an action, you could cast a spell, you could use your action to move further if you wanted. There are a few different options. What would you like to try to do?
I'd like to do Foxfire.
Ooh. Let's see what that does. Flurry of psychic flames spread up around 3 creatures you can see within the spell's range of 60 feet. These creatures must make Dex saving throw. So let's see. Who would you like to target? Like you
Obviously,
are fairly limited in targets. The only 3 people you can target are her, the robed figure down at the bottom if you'd like, and the guy that's attacking Matt. Keep in mind, because it is a spell, can't non-lethal. So keep that in mind depending on who you want to attack. Who would you like to?
It is non-lethal or is not non-lethal?
It's not non-lethal. Bring someone down to 0 hit or one of the enemies down to 0 hit points. It will, unless you can find a good reason why otherwise, it would be considered a death hit. Like a.
Are we trying to keep them alive for some reason?
Not trying to mindlessly
We're
kill
not trying
people.
to kill them. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
they're
accidentally
trying to kill
overpowered it.
us.
The only death so far was an accident. Everyone else seems to be a full attempt.
Play your character, but yeah, we're saying,
Yeah.
Garon would rather turn them in because there may be more to the story.
Okay.
Alright, but you're targeting the tiefling and who else?
I'm not gonna do it if it's gonna be lethal.
I'm gonna tell you, you're probably not gonna kill the tiefling or the halfling based on how they're doing so far. At least not with the first instance.
What about the robed figure?
The robed figure looks pretty bad.
Okay.
The other two are doing okay.
Okay. I'll just do
We
it
can
on those two
revive
then.
them, right?
Okay. And you can cast a different thing if you'd like, but those two people would be able to probably take it, probably. Let's see. They're gonna make dex saves. On a failed saving throw, they take 1d8 fire damage and 1d8 psychic damage, or half as much on a successful one. The creatures who fail their saving throw continue to burn, and on subsequent turns you can use your action to force those remaining to save again, taking the same damage or half damage on a success. Same damage or half damage. On a success, the flames are extinguished. So you can go ahead and roll the dex save against them.
Okay, let me figure out how to do that.
See where Foxfire is. You can press the magnifying glass. That should save DC 14. And double click.
Let me try this. Oh, that didn't work. Okay.
It did.
Oh.
Yep, because it makes it show up on my side. They are both able to attempt it because neither of them have anything special to do. Looks like they unfortunately both succeed, but you still can roll the damage and it's going to do half, but there's no point in concentrating because the spell will end. Go ahead and roll the damage. As they both take a bit of this psychic fire that whips up around them as you show your holy symbol, and these two bursts of fox-like figures of this burning flame run out toward their respective creatures, running around them and bursting in their area. She seems to care less as the flames almost mix with the purple flames around her, but the halfling does take the damage. But she seems to resist the damage. Alright, I believe that's everything you can do.
And I check a
So your turn?
spell slot, right?
Yes, that would be a second level spell.
Okay,
So you need it.
I did that. Okay.
Perfect. Alright, next up is Doug. Unmute Jack.
Hello.
Hello, Jack. What would you like Doug to do?
Okay. Doug is going. Well, can we switch weapons, or is that an action?
You can switch weapons, but you'll have to drop the one in your hand.
Right. So, like, I know Doug is. How far is Doug from the tiefling?
25 feet.
Okay. So as he moves 15 feet, can he like switch weapons? Like, sheath his sword and grab out his chain.
You could drop your sword and grab the chain, but you'd have to use an interaction to try and do both.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's just going to drop his sword and grab his chain.
Right, you drop Shredded Memory to the side, pull out the chain. And are you moving close to the tiefling?
Yeah, I'm going to move within range, so like stay 10 feet.
All right.
And then the entanglement, that's after I hit, correct? Like as a bonus action?
Yes. It doesn't restrain them or anything, but you can try and shove them prone, back, or toward you, or you can try to disarm them.
Okay.
But that would be after you hit.
Right, so I'm going to attempt to hit.
All right. Do you have it up, Thicket?
Yes.
Chain whip.
Chain whip against tiefling.
Yep. Tiefling in kimono.
Did it roll? Wait.
It doesn't. Oh, yeah. There we go. Unfortunately, that misses. As you drop the sword and move up, you bring out the chain as you swing it toward her. She pulls the Nodachi back from where she struck Cedar. Pulling the sword up, she actually knocks the pick away as you swing the chain toward her. As she knocks the pick away, you pull it back into your hand, swinging it around yourself, preparing for whatever your next move will be.
Where is my echo?
Your echo is currently
By the door.
by the door, 25 feet behind.
Okay. You said it's 25 feet behind me?
Yep.
Okay.
So if you want to leave it there, you can, or you can.
Let's.
Or manifest it in a different spot.
Yeah, I was going to say let's. Like, am I surrounded by anybody? Like, is anybody near me?
Not at the moment.
No
Okay.
enemies.
Okay.
No
I
enemies.
guess I meant more allies because I don't want like an AOE attack.
You're
Am I there?
you're by Mori and Gambit at the moment, or by Thicket and Gambit.
By being 15 and 20 feet away.
Okay.
Well, the Echo is by us.
That's true. The echo is near you.
I think I will use my bonus action to move the echo. Can it be like on the stage? Like, I guess.
Up above. Yeah.
I'm not sure where the tiefling is, but if I remember correctly, the echo can just move to the west.
Yep. Up onto the ledge.
Right. And I guess stay like within 15 feet of the tiefling.
All right. Closer to 20 feet because he's 10 feet up, but yeah, he's close enough to stay in existence.
Okay, well, could it move closer then?
Yeah, he could have moved closer next to you.
Okay, let's do that.
You're both kind of flanking between her and the doorway out.
Correct.
She pulls the blade back. Technically, there was something I should have done during Cedar's time, but I'm not going to do that because it's too late. Pulls the blade. Sorry. He is going to make an attack toward Doug with Dachi. Let's see.
Wait.
He is not going to use the heavy feature. Yeah, you're within 10 feet of her, and her sword has reached. Is that what you intended to do?
Well, if I knew that, I was going to switch with the echo.
Okay, in that case, the echo can take your spot, and you can go back where the echo started, because I think it would have been a bonus action.
Correct.
Continue. All right. In that case, as she holds the sword, she will still say, "I'm sorry." She is going to hold her action to attack the first creature that enters her range. She has seen how your echo works. It's not going to waste its turn. Gambit, because it passed over several dead people. What would Gambit like to do? I'll put you back on mute, Jack. So actually, your car's not making any sound. Do you want us just to leave you on speaker?
Well, I'm about to enter the house, and so there's going to be a lot of sound going on.
I'll mute you for a minute. Whenever you get settled, I'll unmute you. Cool. Gambit, what would you like to do?
There's no enemies around me?
The nearest enemy is the tiefling, 30 feet away from you.
Okay. Bum bum ba ba da dum. And she looks like she's ready to attack, right?
She does. She's holding her Nodachi at the ready.
Bum bum bum. And the Doug's echoes are ethereal, right? You can't really
More or
touch
less. You can touch them, you can attack them, but you can also
Okay.
move around him pretty easy.
All right.
He wouldn't get in your way.
Oh, what is this bee right in front of me?
Thicket as
That's
a
Thicket
bear.
as a black bear.
Think it has a
Black
bear.
There is
Awesome.
a bear right in front of you.
There's a bear.
There is a black bear in front of you. If
Um,
only one of you was... Oh, wait, no. I just realized Maverick is a small creature. I should put an idea in your head right now.
oh
Maverick,
no, I
ride
was gonna do
Thicket.
it, but I guess I am a medium creature technically. So
Yeah,
Anyway,
you're too big
all right.
for it.
this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say, give me a boost, Doug, and I'm gonna run over, and I'm gonna have him. I'm gonna see if we can communicate that he needs to like do that thing where he makes like a step with his hands, and
Fastball
then
special?
yeah. So I can jump up and get a little bit of surprise on her because I know that she's ready.
That's fair.
Does that make sense?
Alright, make me... Yeah, is Doug down to help with the echo for that? I assume so. Oh wait, I muted him. Of course he can't
Yep.
respond. I assume that's fine. As Doug's current player, Mori, are you fine with that?
Yeah.
Cool. In that case, Gambit, make an acrobatics check, and if you roll, and Tiefling is going to make a initiative check. Whichever of you rolls higher will get to do their thing first, even though you will get to do your thing first. You can attack or do whatever you'd like to do before she gets off her attack.
Pocket sand.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to jump down onto my knees, superhero style, and swipe with my stab again. Going for her ankles to try to get her off balance.
With your
And do
Yadigan?
damage. With my stab again. Yes,
Yep,
Yadigan. It is on the sheet. It will be Yadigan.
Alright, go ahead and make the attack.
I've definitely named it stab again, though.
I mean, you can rename it. Unfortunately, it does miss. As you move forward, you step on Doug's hand, jumping into the air. As she moves too slowly. As she adjusts the sword, you land in a superhero pose and swing the short sword down, swing past. But as you do, you manage to pull the great sword down, stabbing it into the wood, and your Yadigan flanks right against the blade. And then she is going to make her 2 attack. Pulls the sword out of the wood.
Oh, jeez.
That is a hit, and I think that's 5 more than your AC, so she's also going to use the slicing feature. Deal some extra necrotic damage on top of this. As effectively a great sword.
To necrotic damage.
As she brings down this large great sword, cutting toward you, you pull up your aura. You do go unconscious as she deals 23 damage, cutting down toward you, slicing. As she slices down, you pull up your aura, and it cracks against your aura before pushing you to the ground. As it breaks the aura, she actually turns the sword to the side, where it strikes against the side of your head, leaving you unconscious but stable. As she makes the attack non-lethal.
Oh,
But
well,
as she
how
does,
kind of her.
doesn't want to kill you guys if she can help it. As she strikes against you, the rest of you who are still conscious, see that as the blade passed through the aura, you actually see a glimmer as... What's Gambit's aura color?
Red.
Red. As the red energy, as she strikes through the red energy, you actually see energy from the aura pass up the blade and flow into her arm and toward the mask on her shoulder. As this happens, you see that for a few moments as a moment passes, she's effectively going to waste the second attack because she's not going to use it to attack Gambit again. You do see, as this energy passes into her, she seems to almost crack her neck a little bit, and you see her horns begin to recede a little bit, moving back toward her head. Her hair actually takes on a slightly darker color as she begins to look more humanoid, more human, more like Gambit did. And you hear the mask on her shoulder say, "Huh, a faunus. Weird. Tasty, though." That is going to be her reaction. Gambit's turn. Pick it as a bear.
Okay. Pull up my sheet. Okay. Okay. Black Bear is gonna go barreling towards the tiefling and do attack.
To attack. Toward her, she is going to use her reaction to attempt to parry the attack, slightly increase.
Didn't she use her reaction to
Wait,
hold?
no, she did. You're right. Would have had to use her reaction to make the opportunity or the attack. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see.
She does not increase her AC.
Bite attack first. Just for the record, if it gets to it, Ticket is also not wanting to kill her.
Good to know. You're probably not going to get there with this attack, but good to know.
Okay. 2. Does that hit?
That does not hit. As you strike toward her, she pulls
Are
her
you
arm
sure
to the
about that?
side and actually pushes your face away. Yes, that definitely does not hit. She does not have a -5 dexterity modifier.
Okay. Claws. 1.
That's a 1. Unfortunately, as you move over, she seems to almost barely react, effortlessly pushing the
Bear,
attacks out of the
please.
way. Deftly swiping with her hand, first pushing the bite out of the way. Before then, as the claw comes up, she steps off to the side, letting it pass by her. Maverick,
Frustrated huff.
I'm gonna see if Jack is. Did I leave you muted, Jack?
I'm good.
Cool.
Am I unmuted?
Yes.
It's weird because it says you're muted on part of my screen, but then I'm hearing you talk.
Oh, I'm
I can hear you talk, so I'm gonna assume it's fine.
okay.
I'm just gonna assume Discord's lagging a little bit.
Okay.
Cool. But Maverick. What would Maverick like to do, Chris? Well, I knew something was going on with Discord. Looks like it crashed. Be back in just a second. Enjoy a word from our sponsors. We don't have one. We're not even big enough to be considered. But that's okay. Maybe we'll get one day. That'd be neat if we got a sponsor. But let's be real. If we got a sponsor, knowing how YouTube works, it's probably Raid Shadow Legend. So maybe not.
Hey, welcome back, Micah.
Hey, there we go. I guess that was a signal of Jack. Of the weird thing happening with Jack was that it was going to die in a second. But we're back now. So what is Maverick going to do?
All right. Well, Maverick's gonna keep trying to work on this this little halfling guy here, because I think the way it's been going is they keep missing each other or like not dealing very much damage. But he did get hurt this last time, so he's hoping that maybe he can return the favor.
All right. You do also, just in case it comes up, you can bonus action defensive field and give yourself some temporary hit points. Maverick has not used that yet, but that is a thing you can.
Okay. Does he have? Sorry, is there a limit to how many times he can do that?
He can do that twice. For short, I
Okay.
guess.
All right. So let me. Yeah. So he'll bonus action do that then.
All right. picking up some temp HP. I'll go ahead and roll that, or well, not really roll because it's flat, but add that to you. Boom, as you activate this field of energy around your armor. Is he using a punch or a saber attack?
I think he had been doing a punch thing before with his fist, but isn't the saber better?
Saber does do slightly more damage, but it doesn't
Okay,
give him
well then-
disadvantage on attacking other people. Depends on what you think is necessary.
Oh, I think at this point it's 1v1, so he wouldn't. Yeah.
All right,
So
saber.
Maverick's. So what's gonna happen is Maverick suddenly seems to have like a moment of clarity, and
Back flies, and that is going to hit. Everything's going to lag a little bit, but the 21 does hit. Roll damage, deals a total of 10 damage as he cuts down toward this person. They pull up their knife to push the blade away a little bit, but it still strikes somewhat into them as they use their aura to repel the blade that would have pierced their skin.
did it look like he took none of that, or is that just more the flavor of the aura thing?
Yeah, aura's flavor. It's effectively my
Okay.
justification for hit points in this universe.
Okay.
Because in D&D it always feels a little weird when you describe someone getting stabbed a lot and then they take a nap and then they're good. But aura in RWBY actually makes sense in that because it is a spiritual energy that you can replenish by resting and can use it to block damage. So it's actually a thing that makes a lot of sense as a...
That's nice. That.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think it's super neat.
Okay. All right. Well, then, just well, yeah, it was a pretty good hit you got. Was my hit better? I don't know.
That was pretty good.
You should probably just join us. I mean, we're pretty good fighters, and you're a pretty good fighter.
Yeah, y'all seem on the side of the law. I'm a bit in the red for that. The
That's
stealthy
too
looking
bad.
guy is gonna... The stealth guy is gonna continue to be in not being deadville. Okay with that. Robed figure, realizing he's been sighted. How many spell slots do you have left? You used that one. Used that one. I believe you used that one. His ability is not going to do anything, so he is going to try and break your concentration. He is going to cast a second level magic missile on you. Targeting Garon to try and break your concentration, because he knows how magic works, because he's a magic guy.
That's pretty snarky. So I will have to make 5 saves then, I think.
4. That's the first one. It starts off with 3 rays. Oh, nice. 20. Go ahead and give yourself a hero point for
I did.
that 20.
I did. I clicked that thing so fast that I went back in time.
Alright, the second one deals another 5 damage as he sends 4 of these white bolts of magical energy toward you. Another success. There's some more damage. So he deals another 2 damage to you.
Hold on. Because before I know the total of my roll, I can look at the die and see that I want to add the hero point, or no? Do I have to roll it even before?
A hero point is something you do before you roll the die, unfortunately.
Okay.
Sorry, fam.
All right.
Unfortunately, as it drops, he is no longer... I mean, he's still not invisible because he dropped that. But he is no longer granting attack against him advantage, except he still technically is for the next attack, because you shot him with a guiding bolt, so the next attack will still have advantage. The 4th damage is going to come at you, but there's nothing left for you to check on, but that's him. He is actually going to move forward up to the door, and he is going to use his interaction to, as he reaches down, he begins to lift the door up. Not enough to move through it, but he does seem to be trying to leave. Garand is trying to leave.
Well, how dare he? So then, this will be interesting. Here we go. I'm going to step up to him, and I'm going to twin dagger him, hopefully.
Are you going to do it with the magical effect, or are you going to regular dagger?
Well, each can have the acid on it, right? Instead.
They can.
Yeah. So I'll do that, and I might use my last 2 bardic to also psychic blast him. So that could be fun. We'll see how this goes.
Okay. Looking pretty hurt, but you are going to make the attack. Go ahead.
It didn't apply advantage. Do you want me to just roll again for it, just in case?
Sure, just in case you get a crit. Okay, so you hit without getting a crit. Go ahead and roll damage. Instead of using the acid, are you adding psychic blades to it?
Oh yes, sir. I'm still trying to learn how to figure out what's going on.
All right. In that case, I'm probably going to need you to make another charisma check. Charisma check. See if you can not kill this one. Make a charisma check. DC 12.
Fantastic.
Bardic inspiring to not kill this man. All right.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to use hero point on this.
All right, you successfully, as you bring the dagger up, the acid strikes along. He tries to use his staff to block it, and you cut right through the staff. And as you cut through the staff, leaving him open, the psychic blades appear around your dagger, pointing toward him. They stab into both of his shoulders, striking away from any necessary things, but dealing enough damage and inflicting enough pain that he falls unconscious as he slumps back against the edge of the docking area, having stepped down into it. Falls back unconscious but alive.
My item interaction, or my interaction, or whatever, is going to be to pull the door down, and then I'm going to finish my movement up towards to start helping Maverick.
Right. Should have another, let's see, that would have been 10-ish. 10. So you would have, that was 10, you have 5 more feet if you want.
No, I'm gonna right there. Mainly because my next turn I want to try to like tighten that rope on a little bit more. Be like, I can't leave you here. So.
That's fair. All right, he is going to make the halfling as it moves over his turn. He's going to make another intelligence check. Pretty stupid man. He's going to make another set of attacks against Map. He's not clicking with him. This isn't working very well. First attack misses as Maverick strikes it off to the side. Second scimitar attack as he first swipes upward, but Maverick pushes off to the side. He swings down. Maverick pulls up his shield and then bounces right off. He's going to try and, as the shield is up, stab underneath toward Maverick. And that is also going to miss as Maverick pulls his hand down in the gauntlet and grabs the halfling hand before pushing him back as the halfling stumbles against the wooden planks. Now, I think with that, he's going to finally figure out that this isn't working. And he is going to actually move down as he looks south toward Garand. He's going to smile, and all the way to here, Maverick can make an opportunity attack if he'd like. That's a super hit. Roll damage. He stabs with the short sword, cutting toward into this guy's back, actually pushing past the aura a little bit and cutting into his arm. He does continue running, moving back down toward the docking bay. Cedar. Maverick is somewhat hurt, but Gambit is unconscious. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm pretty stumped. So Maverick is unconscious but stable.
Gambit.
Yeah,
if
that's
Gambit
what
is left there, he'll wake up in 1d4 hours.
Okay. I actually think what I would like to do is command.
Ooh. Who are you casting command upon?
Queen.
I'm doing it against the tiefling and the Komodo.
Ooh, what are you going to try to command her to do?
I'm going to tell her to drop.
Go ahead.
Because she still has that sword thing in her hand,
She
right?
does. She has the Nadachi in her hand. Very long katana, basically.
I need her to stop using that.
Right, make her make the save.
Okay?
I believe it's a charisma save, but I will see when you roll it. The wisdom save. She is going to... Does she have her reaction? She does not
don't
have her
so.
reaction. Do a roll. And fails. So on her next turn, she will drop her weapon and then end her turn because of how that works. Nice use a command.
Thank you.
That doesn't come up often.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't.
You have movement if you'd like to use it.
Yeah. Let me... This is tough. I don't know whether to get closer to Maverick or closer to Gambit.
Dilemma.
It is.
Is Maverick also unconscious?
Maverick is not unconscious, but he is hurt.
Okay.
Because see, if I get to Gambit, I can use Spare the Dying. But if I get to
Well,
Maverick,
Well, he's already stable.
Yeah, Spare the Dying wouldn't do anything.
I'm not rolling death
Okay, see.
saving
Okay.
throws.
okay.
I'm just taking a nap. And a nap that I did not consent to,
Non-consensual
but
nap.
a nap.
That sounds weird.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I guess I'll get close to Maverick then.
Alright. Not go on top of him.
Why not?
I don't know if he'd appreciate that. You know, the non-consensual napping going on. I don't know if that's something we should add to the mix.
Probably not.
Doug, what would you like to do? I don't know if you're in the game yet.
Well, I really want to.
So I'm not in Fantasy Grounds just yet.
Okay.
But since I know that there's going to be a lovely sword waiting for me soon, I'm going to. I forgot. So you said the echo is how far away?
He is currently 25 feet from you and 10 feet from her.
Wait. So I'm basically just, I guess Doug himself is going to walk up to his, I guess, echo 10 feet from the. Actually, no. Let's do 5 feet from the tiefling.
Okay.
And then it's going to, I guess, make an attack first.
All right. Stepping past your echo. Making another chain attack. All right. Amore.
Oh, right.
Yep. That hits. Deals 11 points of damage. If you'd like, you can use your bonus action to shove her or attempt to disarm her.
So, question.
Answer.
If I know she's going to, like, drop it, can I, like, persuade in the way she drops it?
What do you mean?
So, for example, if I use, like, my bonus action to just, like lower my hands and just, point or, like, just be like, right here. Like, would she
drop it into his hands?
Yeah.
I don't think so. That's that would lean into the area of Cedar's command, and the Cedar just said drop it. She gets a little bit of leeway in where she drops it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
Definitely
guess
doesn't want to give it to you.
I guess for Doug's bonus action, can he just like lie within the 5? Like, you know, his like torso is like at her feet, and then like he just crawled out.
Are you trying? Are you falling prone yourself? Is that what I'm hearing?
More like crawling position.
That would be considered prone, I think. You can still you can reach down and pick it up as an interaction on your. Don't have to.
Okay. Well, in that case, what were the bonus actions for the chain? I know there was entangle.
There's
and-
shove and let's see.
Disarm.
So there's bypass, so you can get around shields. There is ensnaring. So for ensnaring, you can shove, like prone, push them away from you, or pull them toward you, or you can attempt to disarm them.
When
Okay.
you attempt to disarm a creature using a weapon with the ensnaring property, you do not have disadvantage. Okay.
I guess if I choose to disarm, can I like control how it gets disarmed?
If you like, you could try and pull it toward you.
Sure, we'll do that.
All right. Make an athletics check or an attack roll against her athletics. Hold on to
Alright.
it as much as she can.
Athletics. Do you want to use a hero point or no?
No, because she'll just drop it on her
Okay.
turn anyway.
7.
As you try, as the chain sweeps around the blade, she pulls the blade back and actually swings the chain. The chain goes flying, not out of your hand, but swings around and strikes against the pole back behind her. And you easily pull it back toward you, and it comes back out and effectively defeated you in that.
And then I'm going to move my echo. Well, my echo's like right there, right?
Yes, your echo's right next to you.
Oh, never mind. That was my bonus action. Never mind.
Yep. All right, and then it's her turn. I'm gonna review command to make sure I'm fully understanding if she does have to waste the rest of her.
I
think
think
she
it
does.
said that she does, yeah.
Yeah,
Because she's a loser.
she on her turn. Unfortunately for her, you see her grimace as her hands release, and the long blade strikes against the ground at her feet. As it does, you see the blaze of this dark flame around her feet actually gets a little bit taller. Seems to burn a bit harder, brighter. Fortunately for her, her turn. Gambit, you're unconscious. Sorry, friend. Take it. You're a bear.
I am bear. Okay. Well, going to continue to try and non-lethally stop her.
All right. Make an attack.
Yes, I'm targeting. Okay. 7.
That unfortunately misses as you bring by, even as she's released the blade. She managed to step back out of your way as you bite toward her, catching the tiniest bit of the kimono in your teeth, and it pulls off.
I think the only time I've rolled higher than 10 was initiative.
Yeah, you're not rolling well this game.
Mm.
Second attack. That one
20.
does hit, however, making deal the claw damage. As you bring up the claw toward her, she pulls out her hand.
7.
She pulls her hand out so that you strike against her forearm as her own crimson aura blazes forward and blocks the attack. Does deal damage. That thicket.
I think that's all I can do.
Maverick,
Hey, Garan, let's stop this guy. I think we got him. And he's gonna run on up.
Leaving Cedar behind.
As a bonus action, he Draconic Cry, and he's gonna be like, I want to be a dragon.
How does Draconic Cry work? I forgot.
It says you make a bonus action like howl, whatever, some kind of something, and you and all allies within 10 feet of you. Let me read it again.
See, bonus action, you cry, you let out a loud cry. Until the start of the next turn, you and allies have advantage on attack rolls against any enemies that hear you. Nice. Alright. So he lets out this draconic that does spook the guy a little bit as he wasn't paying as much attention to Maverick. Alright.
And then he'll attack with the Dimeridium Saber with advantage, and then when I get my turn, I will try to poke him with advantage.
Nice. Marked advantage.
On those 8s, hold on, before he knows the total, he's going to roll the d6 from his previous Bardic Inspiration I gave him.
Alright. Plus, I think Bardic Inspiration can work after you've rolled, but before you know if it hits.
Right, so 16 might still miss,
16? Find out what this guy's AC is. That does hit. Roll damage.
That's good, because when you have advantage and you roll 2 8s, it makes you sad.
Does make sad. You pull the saber up again, you strike toward him.
Minimum lols.
Oof, does minimum damage, but still as you bring it down toward him, he has to use his aura to push back against as you strike toward him, not expecting you to pursue in the way that you did. The robed figure is unconscious, so we are going to the next round, which should be Garand, not him. Garand.
Alright, so, Garand's gonna say... actually, let me ask you, was Garand, throughout all that, able to see that she did not take all of her attack against, Gambit, when Gambit, like, flew at her?
No, your view is currently obstructed. There are boxes and pillars in the way.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Alright.
You hear metal clanging, but you can't see over there very well.
Okay, then she'll have to make her own guess on this, but I'm gonna haul her out. You understand that we've basically got this all handled. I don't know what's going on your side of the room, but I can assure you there are other options out of this aside from everyone having to go to prison. And with that, I will start trying to poke this guy.
Alright, poke the guy. Are you psychic bladesing again?
If I hit, yeah. I actually can wait to see if I hit first.
True. That hits. Roll damage. As you expend your last thing of use, you are now at the end of your stuff. I need you to make a DC 10 charisma check as you knock him unconscious. Can you spare 2 in a row? You can! This time, getting a better handle on it, you manage to strike toward him, managing to actually push the daggers up toward his arm and his shoulder. As they strike into him, they cut into his arm as this acid breaks through the end of his aura. Despite how short he is from you, as it cuts into him, he gasps in pain, and you pull up your foot and kick the halfling back as he falls back and his head strikes against the edge of the docking bay. Unconscious, but stable.
I'll use then item interaction to tie up the guy a little bit better. However you want me to do that.
So you move toward him. Make a survival check with disadvantage.
I was still adjacent to him.
No, the one that's alive is the one further down.
Oh, dang it. All right.
Make a survival check with disadvantage. Try to tighten this rope. Not great. You're not sure if you've made it worse, but the ropes are still there.
I pull my hands out, and the ropes are around my hands. And I'm like, oh.
Oh, that's not right.
I'll be like, listen, please don't make us have to chase you and hurt you. I'm clearly not good at this part, but you see how well I took out 3 of your friends, so please. And I'm gonna start heading up towards the other lady.
He says nothing in response. You have 15 feet of movement. All right. You move upward, and I believe that is your turn. Cedar. Maverick ran away from you, and now most of the people over near him are unconscious.
Oh, jeez. Okay. What's that tiefling doing?
She dropped the blade.
That's all I know about her, right?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
She's got a talking shoulder pad, so you know that.
She's got a what?
A talking shoulder pad. The
Oh,
mask
good for
on her
that.
shoulder. She has the grim mask on her shoulder. That
Yeah.
seems to be giving in like talking. What would you like to do?
I'm still thinking. Lord. Okay. I think I gotta move closer to her.
It's fair.
So I'm gonna do that first. And then
You want to go 35 and get next to her?
I actually don't. I'd like to remain the 30.
All right.
But
As you
I'd
run
like,
up, you see Gambit still unconscious.
yeah. I'd like to use the poison spray.
Action to cast poison spray. Go ahead and make the roll against her.
Okay.
He succeeds. As you shoot the poison toward her, the flames seem to roar up and actually burn away the bits of the magical powder.
So it worked in my favor or not?
It did not.
Oh,
Sorry,
Well.
Sam.
that's it for me.
All right, Doug. I assume you want to pick up a sword.
Yes, Doug does.
Doug? No, Doug does.
Yep.
All right. You reach down and pick up, and as you touch this sword, what is your alignment?
It's neutral.
Neutral? All right. There's a bit of an odd sting on your fingers as you pick it up. Not like a bee or anything, but almost like those. They kind of like almost vibration sting you feel like when you touch those electric balls that have the static electricity that reaches out toward your hand. Almost something like that.
Okay. Well, he's more of a chaotic neutral because he doesn't care how it gets done.
Chaotic doesn't matter.
So
To be honest, that's part of it that doesn't really concern sword.
It's just looking for good, neutral, or evil.
So does that count as an action?
That would be an interaction to pick up the sword.
Okay. I guess he's gonna try to swing at her with it.
All right, go ahead and make. You're gonna drop the chain and try and swing at her with it.
Correct.
Go ahead and make the great sword attack for me.
I'm gonna pull it up.
What was the damage she was dealing?
She was dealing 2d6 plus 2d6 poison. But
Great.
The poison
that requires poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison.
What
that requires
weapon
attunement. Use the shattered memory. That's a great sword. Your hand, unless you attune to it, it's effectively a great sword with a 10-foot reach. That does hit though. Go ahead and roll the shattered memories damage. You have to attune to it to do the poison. She does partially resist as you cut into her. As she looks toward you, you see there's an anger in her eye that seems to be very quickly rising. As you strike toward her, she pulls up her hand and actually grabs onto the blade and seems to be trying to hold onto the blade. Despite the fact that even with her aura, you do see a little bit of blood trickle down from her hand or cuts into her.
In that case, I, as a bonus action, will switch with my echo so she loses grip.
That's fair. Swap with your echo, switching places. Her sword comes with you, and the echo's still holding the chain, probably. All right, is that your turn?
And then I'm still 10 feet away, correct?
Yep.
I'm going to go 30 feet in... Well, I don't know where anyone is. Let me figure out what I can do.
Most of us are around within like 10 feet of the tiefling, except for Maverick and Garand, who are at the very south of the building, at the garage entrance.
Am I to the east of her, to the north of her?
The east.
You're towards the east. You're the closest to the northeast door.
Okay, I think I'm going to run straight south and have the shield Maverick somewhere in between.
Well, Maverick's further
You're
down.
Very far away from Maverick.
Maverick is 60 feet away from you.
Oh, well, I'm still going to run further south, so if she wants the sword, she'll have to come get it.
That's fair. You gonna move them or me, Mori?
You can.
Can you actually move me 30 feet southeast, so that way her movement has to be greater than 30 feet to reach me?
There is a wall that direction.
Oh, well. I guess more south than east.
There's not really an east to it. It's a south along the wall.
Well, that'll work.
Getting as far as you can, running past, stepping over the barrels off to the side, moving away from her. That's everything you can do on your turn. Action, bonus action, and movement. She looks toward you as you move. Give it back! And she is going to immediately dash toward you. Would you like to make an attack, Thicket?
How's she doing that?
She's running. There's nothing holding her
is
in
it her
place.
turn?
Yeah, it's her turn now.
Oh,
Right after Doug.
well, yes, I would like to.
Okay, go ahead and make the attack.
Okay. Nat 20!
Nat 20. Roll damage.
Yes.
Super bite.
You know what? It took a while, but you're like, I don't want you to get away.
I can hit. I can fight.
Bite! Yes!
Deals 11 damage, partially resisted because raging. As you bite into her, bites along toward her back, you feel her aura push you away as you bite right where her liver should be or so on her side. As she moves away, seemingly not paying attention to you despite the aura, she seems to be very focused on Doug. And as she gets up to Doug, she is going to use her first attack to try and take her sword back from disarm. So you need to make an athletics or acrobatics check. She is going to make an athletics check.
What did I roll?
You have not rolled yet. It'll be an acrobatics or athletics. Probably athletics for you. +3 to athletics. You gonna roll that, Maury?
Oh. Athletics check from Doug.
Yep.
Okay.
For Fantasy Grounds, it was our username and password, correct?
You talking about Fantasy Grounds password?
Yeah, or did we use yours and then...
So you log into Fantasy Grounds in general using your username and password, and then get onto the server for the game. You have to put in a particular password that I'm not going to say on stream.
Right. Okay.
You log in using yours.
Right.
With that first one, as she reaches out, you manage to pull the sword away from her despite her striking into your arm. Her second attack, she's going to try again to take it from you.
What was the roll for the second one?
It is going to be an athletics or acrobatics check from you. There we go. She rolled better this time.
Wait. Luck.
To make her reroll?
Uh,
Or to roll another d20?
Sure.
Okay, roll another d20. Take the lowest. Alright. I assume you want the lowest one from her?
Yes.
Alright, that
Thing
does
on the
a
lucky
thing.
thing.
What was that?
Do I mark off
Yes,
one of
you
the
should mark
things on
off the
lucky?
last point of luck.
Okay.
And you still need to roll the athletics check against her.
I did. It was
Nah,
21.
she did it again.
Oh.
Used her second attack to do it a second time. Because she wants that sword back. Doesn't like not having her sword.
Nat 20!
Total of nat 20. Gain another hero point. As she tries twice, pushing against you as you, having dropped the chain, are just trying to hold on to the blade as she keeps moving toward it. Seemingly fixated on it specifically.
Does Thicket get another hero point for critting?
Oh, yes. Thicket should.
Awesome.
She is going to move around you, basically basically pinning you toward the wall. Her turn. Can't do it anymore. See who's still conscious. Gambit's not. Thicket. Sorry, Gambit. Maybe Cedar will heal you sometime. Or Thicket will, but Thicket's a bear right now, so I don't think...
Wake up, in 4 hours.
Would Bear Thicket like to do?
Well,
No, bear, not whale.
Yes, you're a bear right now. You don't have the power to turn into a whale.
Black
I
Bear
don't know
is
if-
going to charge at Tiefling and again, non-lethally attack.
As you push the boxes to the side, some of those boxes fall over as you barrel through them. Attack.
All Bear knows is bite and claws.
Bear, I mean, you're actually as intelligent as you are before. So,
I know.
but still, Thicket knows bite and claws do damage. That hits.
He's a what is it? A method actor. A method.
Yes. That misses, unfortunately. As the first bite comes in, she doesn't seem to pay that much attention to it. It doesn't deal a lot of damage, as her aura seems to be almost radiating, moving away from her, pushing outward against you. I believe that's all Thicket has.
Yup.
Maverick.
Can Maverick see her?
Maverick cannot quite see her, but he can hear her.
I can
Okay.
smell you.
There's currently a pillar between y'all and them.
Okay. Then he will. Let's see. Does he have something that can tie up the other guy just to make sure?
Good question.
Excuse me, Lord.
No. He has a rope, probably, but no spells or anything. No spells or anything.
I don't think that my HP is right.
Okay. Then he's going
It is.
to see if he can move towards and help a little bit.
I thought I got hit last session.
You did. You have 19 temp HP, remember? Since it counts
Yeah,
the...
but that's from the black bear, who always has 19 HP.
I don't know if she hit you. I don't think she has.
I thought I
think
got
she's
hit
been-
before I turned into a bear.
I don't remember. It's probably, I don't
I
know.
was at like half health.
You can reduce your HP if you'd like. Maverick moves to where he can see her.
He is able to see her from there.
He is. He can see just barely over the barrel.
All right. Then
Relatively tall.
Then he'll cast the one of his magic missiles.
All right, go ahead and make 3 damages against her. She's got a feature that hasn't really come in handy so far. Already had advantage on stuff. All right, deals 5 damage with the first one. 3 damage with the second one. She turns toward you with anger in her eyes as these 3 bolts of energy, as Maverick shoots them off like missiles from his gauntlet, strike in toward her, striking into her aura that still seems to be almost twisting around her at this point as the flames continue to build up around her feet. All right, anything else Maverick's doing?
He'll move back to the other guy so that like between him and Garand, he can make sure that that one doesn't get away.
All right, so you moved 15 feet already. Gonna back there, I guess. Moved 15 feet already, I believe. So you should have 15 feet left. 10 feet, so you have 20 left. Works. All right, that's him. We have now passed 1 full minute of combat. Garand.
It's showing Cedar's turn. Did something happen?
I moved it, but for some reason it's skipping over you. I don't know why.
Okay. All right.
I don't know why it wants to. It does. But now it is your turn. Move 30 feet forward, running up past the unconscious dwarf. You see this tiefling. This is your first time seeing her as these purple and black flames are whipping up around her feet. At this point, 2 or 3 feet tall.
I just checked
Alright,
the VOD. I had gotten hit by Hellish Rebuke for 17 damage.
Good to know. Subtract that from your...
Listen, you're the last one standing. Maybe we can work something out. You clearly care about this item.
I'll fix it afterward.
So-
For some reason, it won't take damage while you're still at HP. Continue.
All right, so I'm gonna use that as a persuasion. I'm trying to convince her
Go ahead and make a
that
persuasion
we can
check.
maybe we could talk this out.
It's pretty good. Anything else you're gonna do? You will respond on her turn.
Typically, that's usually an action. So unless you're giving it to me as something else, then
I'll give it to you as a bonus action. It's kind of your deal. But whether or not
Alright.
you want to attack her, whether that will jeopardize the persuasion or not, is up to you.
okay. And I'm gonna like hold a dagger like as if I'm gonna throw it, and I'm just gonna like tap it to my forehead and like point to her like it's your choice kind of thing. And then I'll ready an action to throw a dagger at her if she is like, no, I'll kill you all. So
And she looks at you out of the corner of her eye, glancing back. Cedar. The battle keeps moving away from you for some reason.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go up to Gambit and use Cure Wounds.
Step around the pillar. Go ahead and throw the healing onto Gambit.
Okay.
Gambit, you are awake and in a little bit
Weirdest
in a bit of pain.
dream. Oh wait, no. We are fighting a tiefling barbarian. Whoops.
All right, is there anything else Cedar's doing on her turn?
I guess not.
Okay. Doug.
Yeah. This is something I probably should have done the first time. But I guess since we're potentially making a deal with this person, Doug's going to have his echo move like vertically up into the rafters, like closer to him.
Okay.
And then he is going to, as a bonus, switch places. So now he's in the rafters.
All right. So you would be now 20 feet up right there.
Correct. And he's just going to hold his action.
There we go. 20 feet up. All right. She is going to turn and talk. I can get my sword. And she is going to cast a spell because she has special rage. And as she turns, the black flames around her gather toward her hand. And she reaches out toward them as the flames gather, spinning around into this cyclone-like spear. Reaches up, and she is going to throw this spear, hell spear, at Doug. That's a hit. As Doug, as you are struck by this spear, as this flaming spear launches toward you, it strikes through your aura. Probably, I don't know, let's see how much damage it deals. As you take a total of 33 points of damage as the spear travels through, breaking past your aura, striking through your torso. The piercing itself having been burned away by your aura, but the flames that gather around you You fall prone and are unconscious unstably. And you will fall from the rafter, going to deal some damage to you, which will make you fail a death saving.
Wait. As a reaction to her doing this, right?
The attack, yeah?
Can Doug like fall prone in the rafters?
Not as a reaction to an attack.
Or like drop the sword on where he is?
If you'd like, I'll let you drop the sword when she said, "I'll talk if I can get my sword back."
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'll let you take your hit points back. And as you drop the sword from when she says it, she releases the spell, does not cast it in this case. And she is going to... Can't move through y'all, but does have movement for days. Get all the way around with her movement. She can, as she rushes around past the box, moving away from Thicket. You can make another reaction if you'd like.
All right. Does a 9 hit?
You're right, Chris. I am being lucky, or being nice. That does not hit. I am being nice, Chris. You're right, letting him avoid going unconscious.
Well, it was mostly like, well, if she was going to attack me, I was going to react somehow.
Fair. She moves up. She picks up the sword as it goes back into her hand. You do see her eyes relax a little bit, and the flames go back down. They're still going, but they're much lower. She calls out, "I just need it for 2 hours." Be her turn. Not going to make an attack. Gambit picks up her sword and says, "I just need it for 2 hours."
Amulet? The magic amulet we found in the attic? Do you have it?
The amulet is in a pouch on her belt. Y'all saw her take it, and you see it on her.
All right. We will. Maybe we can strike a deal where we can help you use it for 2 hours, and then we can get it back. But we would need something, some sort of something to know that you wouldn't just run away from us, you know?
All right, that is your turn. More than you could reasonably say in 6 seconds. Is there anything else you'd like to do, or just talk?
I'm just gonna
talk, and I assume stand up and not be prone anymore.
Yeah. Maybe move a little bit closer to her.
All right. Step 5 feet toward her, as you do feel these flames are hot. Thicket, as a bear.
Thicket will hold his attack if she attacks someone else.
All right. I also need to see how many hit points Doug should have. How far over your HP did you
go up to her as well?
Let's see? She went over your HP by 14, would have had 20 health. Okay.
Let me move.
Moves around over to her. Continuing to flank her. Maverick.
I'm not gonna hurt you, okay? And he goes over and he starts tying the guy. He's gonna take the whole turn to do it. He's
Make a regular survival check then. Despite his attempts, he's messing with the ropes, but the guy's taller than he is, so he's like reaching up and trying to do it around like upper head level. from where he is, he's having a hard time with it. But I mean, he feels good, probably.
He ends up with the ropes on his hands. He's like, hey, Garon, me too.
All right. Is there anything else he's gonna do? Is he gonna move away from him or stay there?
No, he's trying to, I mean, you know, it seems like this may be done, so he's trying to get the last one that's not technically out yet.
All right. So he's gonna stay there.
Yeah, he's done.
Okay. The guy, seeing how everything is turned out, looking at the kobold behind him, is going to pull his hands out of the rope. He's not doing anything to hold him in place. And he's going to pull the door open, and he is going to try to leave. Maverick can make a reaction attack if he...
Oh, yeah.
As this guy tries to dash away.
Yeah, Maverick mad.
Maverick, make attack.
Hey, baby.
0 point. Oof, critical hit, double damage. It's gonna make me laugh if you knock this guy out and went right as he leaves. Not quite. You do strike into him and he gasps as his aura immediately shatters. He is still conscious, but he is low health. And he is going to use the rest of his movement to run away because he's not grappled or anything, so he is just going to yeet.
Yeah, he's only going to get 45 feet, though, unless he's got something else going on, because he had to stand up, and that's half.
It's true, so he stood up half, so that's 15. Yeah, he has 45 feet away, outside the door.
That's magic missile range. Magic missile range.
Steps outside. Shouldn't have run, kid. Cedar, is there anything you're gonna do? Or I guess Garon, is there anything you're gonna do as you do see the guy run away?
Hey, oh, that was a bad choice. You're gonna wake up with a headache. He's gonna say, alright, how about you can use it for 3 hours so that we take, an hour or so to get them to the proper authorities. He's saying to her. And then we'll go with you.
I assume you're approaching toward where you can see her better?
Yeah.
Toward her. I'm going to streamline the people that seem to be at peace. Cedar, are you accepting the kind of end of the combat as she seems to be calming down? And y'all seem to be stopping? Are you going to agree with that, or do you have something you'd like to do on your turn? Would you like to heal yourself?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I'm thinking about... I don't really know. Does she really seem to be calming down?
The flames died down around her. She does seem to be chilling out a little bit, at least since she got her sword. She did make the offer of, I just need it for 2 hours. So whether or not you think she's calming down is up to you.
Why do you need it for 2 hours?
On her turn.
Well, that's all I'm gonna do then. I just want to know why she needs it for 2 hours.
All right, Doug, you're up in the rafters. Your life flashed before your eyes as you felt the pain of a blade of this long hellfire spear through your torso for a second before you snapped back to reality and dropped the sword. Snap back to the reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stay up here and have my echo just kind of walk closer.
Right? Do you Batman squat?
I do. That's not being prone, is it?
Nope. Batman squatting in the rafters.
And then I am going to, because I currently don't have my chains, correct?
Correct. Several of your weapons are strewn about, which is not the first time this has happened.
Correct.
You have a habit of dropping things and swapping to it.
Let's see. What do I have in my inventory? I know I have a bow.
Yep. You have a bow, you have a halberd. Are you on or are you not on? If I release your character back to you?
Well, I
You
tried.
bite someone.
I tried to get on, but it had like an update, and I don't remember the password. And I'm
I will send you the password in a DM.
No, I meant like I don't remember my password,
Oh.
and it's not letting me like forget it and send it to my email.
Well, we'll deal with that later then.
But yeah, so
Halberd, great axe, hand axes, longbow. You can bite people. You have a short sword. You have a lot of weapons.
I guess I'll just ready a bow.
All right, you pull out your bow and prepare yourself. All right, her turn. She glances over to Garand and Cedar. Just long enough to attune and use. Need to see if it works.
Did she respond to helping turn them in first?
I don't care what you do with them. I'm not a part of their... whatever they are.
Then, well, we're not technically out of combat yet, so okay.
Yeah. Gambit, I assume, is still up there. Thicket, are you just bare menacingly?
Yeah.
Bearing menacingly. Maverick!
Magic
Murder
missile!
man!
Magic missile.
Kill! You step out the doorway, point out his wrist. This guy's dead.
Did
Magic
Gambit want to
missile.
say anything during his turn?
Did Gambit want to say or do anything on his turn? I assumed you were okay. You seemed okay with it. Anything you want to do, Gambit?
Yeah. No, I think I'm good.
Cool. Maverick, shoot, and then we'll probably end and then we'll be out of initiative at that point.
I can't see the token on my map. Maybe I gotta move my map, but where is he? Is he east, west?
He is the far left. Far to the west. Step out and see him running away.
Thank you. I just needed to scroll. Appreciate it.
You good. Goodbye, unidentified creature 7. And an honor serving with you. Alright, you strike against him, the bolt of energy piercing through his leg as he gasps and stumbles for a moment. The second of the 3 blasts shoots into his chest as he gasps and falls forward onto the stone. The third, since it's magic missile, it'll hit anyway. Strikes along his foot or something.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, like, because you could choose each missile. If I could, then once I knew that second one knocked him down, the third one he could like shoot into the water and see if he gets a free fish.
And you shoot into the water. Because of the nature of magic missile, I think you have to have a target in order for it to auto hit, so it just flies.
Oh, darn it! All right.
Unfortunately,
I cast magic missile at the water, not the darkness.
cast magic missile into the you can't attack the darkness. Magic missile always hits, but the darkness isn't a target. But as you all take a breath, as everyone seems to be calming down, as you see her look up, look at the sword for a moment. I hate this part. She holds it up against her hand, and you see, not using her aura to block it, cuts along her hand. Actually, no, she technically doesn't have to, because it already cut along her hand a minute ago. Actually, as she looks at it, sees the blood on the blade. You see the blood seep into the blade, and then she sheaths it. As she does, the flames around her die down, and her horns come back out. Her hair returns to its white. As whatever transformation she underwent when she struck Gambit seems to undo itself. We're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break there before we play the next 30-45 minutes of the game for the evening, as whatever is going to happen with this. Go ahead and take a quick break there.
She undoes her little, like, what's it thing? Oni mask. Then
yeah, as you see, she sheaths her blade.
Then
the eyes on the mask.
Thicket will also de-bear himself.
D-bear.
D-bear. The bears? You're part of the diamond cult? How dare? Or is it beers? I don't know why, but for some reason, Fantasy Grounds is set for me to talk as Doug.
It's plausible.
Doug said Doug. It's not supposed to be able to do. I mean, actually, I technically can talk as anyone. So.
Yeah, but you don't have the picture.
Hi, says Tiefling in kimono. True. This way, if I want to talk as an NPC, like if we played where it was just text, I could actually talk as an NPC and say sup as one of the unidentified creatures. Just for the dead list. So I'm just gonna move the 2 dead people outside. The others are unconscious but alive. See that blood splatter when they go unconscious? See, that's what I like. That's what I want to see. Abby?
Okay,
So, on
hey,
the himbo topic.
I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, she's...
I had a little reaction to my medicine, but I'm good.
That's no good. You good?
It happens.
Interesting. Let's go back to gameplay. Break's technically over. Oddly enough, just a real quick note. Does Doug qualify as a himbo?
Yes.
No, he's not attractive.
Oof!
I disagree.
mean-
He's a lizard! Come on!
He's not a lizard. He's a man with some scales and a funky eye.
That
makes
not
him look
true.
cool.
And like a 12-pack.
You can look cool and not look hot, in my opinion.
Fair point. I'm just gonna reshare his.
I
I'm just gonna
disagree.
check his image. How many abs does he have? Let's see. Okay, they're not super well defined, so he probably has some of them.
I think there's 10.
He's
That's
pretty
all.
fit.
Just Ted.
But yeah, Doug originally was not supposed to be.
A lizard, yeah. That was just a stand-in until his art was finished.
Well, a himbo.
Oh, a himbo?
Well, because he's not supposed to be socially
Aware.
attractive.
Mm. He's meant to be not conventionally attractive. Good to know.
And also, what Maury said.
What did Morris say?
He's not socially aware.
That's true. He's also not that. That's why I was thinking he might be.
Well, I thought of that,
But yes, as we
and I'm like,
we return. Yeah, fair. We return. As everything quiets down, she sheaths the blade, the flames go out. Her horns return, extending out, and her hair slowly returns to the white shade. You all seem to be rather interested in this object. I assume you were hired by whoever it was stolen from?
Yeah. I mean, that's... You got the right of it.
Makes sense. Though I'm surprised you didn't get the guard involved. Wanted to leave, but you, she looks over to Gambit, were in the way. Well, let's keep things simple then. Steps over. I don't know if I should give you my name, at least not yet. Rather not get arrested before I leave the city.
I mean, honestly, you have no reason to be arrested if you return it to us. I mean, I'd say that your payment belongs elsewhere. but since that's what you were willing to pay to have it in the first place, it seems fair and reasonable enough.
Can I have your word on that, half-elf? Says as she collects her wakizashi off the floor.
Yes, as far as I can tell, you did not seem to be out for blood, and we had no desire to kill anyone. I even the poor lad that fell, I did not desire that. I've merely learned a new trick, and I was not clear on how to control it very well. But by the end, I got a small handle on it, and I hope to practice it so that I don't accidentally hurt anyone else in the future. Now, the rest of them, I do want to take away because I do believe that there is something more sinister at play here, namely some sort of smuggling and drugs. So,
Yes, they seem rather unscrupulous. I'd hoped to purchase it from Walter, but it wasn't there when I arrived, so I searched elsewhere and found this. I'm sure the salesman, he glances over at the dwarf, can tell you more. I just know I ended up getting my hands on the offer.
While you guys are doing this, Doug is just going to yo-yo with his echo to and from the raptors, collecting his weapons.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Is
Oh, I thought you were actually teleporting back and forth. You're just walking around letting him.
Yeah, well, I'm like casting him out from me, like close to my weapons, and then teleporting, and then like going back and forth.
Okay.
is Walter? She said Walter, right?
Yes.
Is that the guy who hired us?
That is the guy that owns the magic shop, yeah?
Oh.
Yeah.
Walter,
the guy that
it will
hired
be
you.
like, oh well, we were just trying to get it back for him.
Perfect. I'd hoped to return to assuming it worked. Well, whether it worked or not, I was. Yet, I don't tend to have need for a restorative item. Terribly honest. Some of them don't even work on me. Yes. Well, all in agreement. She holds her hand out toward Arand. Do you mind?
He holds his hand out. He's, I suppose.
As you move to shake her hand, she grabs you by the wrist, pulls out the wakizashi, and cuts up across your palm, before doing the same to her own, and then initiates the handshake.
Hey, take it easy. I happen to like my hands.
Have fun. Don't worry, it should heal just fine. I've found these, for some reason, don't leave scars, but blood tends to be more binding than words.
You are now blood siblings.
An oath more than anything else, but assuming it's...
Listen, I don't make the rules. It's blood siblings.
Good to know. Do you take her hand, Garon? Do you shake her hand?
Yeah, he's still a little confused by it all, but I mean, he
Shake her hand. You feel an odd sensation.
He has a new path to tread with what he has experienced and gone through now with this group. So, if anything, we can
Does it
thank
seem like he's
Thicket.
trying to scam him?
In what way?
Like pretending that the handshake is harmless, or I mean, as harmless as a blood handshake can be.
Roll insight on her. As she does shake your hand, Garon, you feel an odd warmth flow down your spine rather
Does
quickly.
Garon get a bloodborne disease?
No.
Why did you say
Insight,
that
she
like you
actually
were
seems-
asking like a magic 8-ball?
Does Garon get a bloodborne disease?
Apparently,
Check
no.
again later. As she, Thicket, as you look at her, she seems have a fairly serious demeanor. She seems to have calmed down. She doesn't have the anger from when the sword was taken from her. None of the effects that seemed to activate whenever she drew the blade seem to be holding. She seems to be fairly genuine, straightforward with the handshake. She seems to believe what she's saying when she says that blood is more binding than words. Whatever that means, she seems to believe what she says. Alright, I don't know if introductions are necessary, but if you don't mind, she walks over, she will sit down, cross her legs, and pull the necklace out of the bag. Assuming no one stops her, she's gonna start taking a short rest to attune to it.
Yeah.
Thicket will take a short rest as
Wait.
well.
Wait, didn't
We'll also
someone
short
leave?
rest.
One of them escaped, right?
No, we got him.
Okay, never mind.
Maverick walks over. Yeah, he didn't make it, but he didn't get anywhere either.
Alright, good job, everybody. We can short rest.
Why
Alright.
is my HP at 10? Oh wait, never mind.
Are you doing anything with the bodies, or still leaving the unconscious people there?
I mean, Garon's gonna start tying them up. Hopefully now without any actual issues.
Yeah, with time, you'd have a better time, especially with having been on a ship before. You know your knots. Given a couple minutes, you're able to, we'll say you tie them all together, or at least closed by in the center of the room.
Doug is going to jumpstart his short rest while that's being done in the rafters.
Okay, so are y'all taking a short rest as she attunes to the object?
Yeah, and I kind of want to wait until Ethan's actually here to roleplay it out properly, but just make a note for Micah that it was asked about that money. We can... so it's at least remembered and known on the table that we were talking about it.
Yeah, that he picked up the money. Because he didn't do it stealthily. If any of y'all were paying attention, you would have seen him scoop
Right,
it up.
and Garon would have seen him, and I think Doug would have seen him. I don't know necessarily who else on the other side, but I know that at least
That's something easy enough to figure out once he's back here. He joins us next week.
yeah, I think he should be able to be involved in that, but yeah, I definitely don't want it to be forgotten.
We'll go ahead and short rest the party. Actually, I need to check something real quick. It didn't make much noise. Did make a little bit. Cool, not enough to attract attention. Good job staying quiet. Good job not casting Thunderwave. Party is short rested now. We go down the list. Gambit, are you going to use any hit dice?
B.
What?
My HP currently.
HP is 7 out of 25.
Yes. How many hit die do I get?
You have 4. You
Um,
have 4.
I'm gonna go ahead and
First
use.
one rolled and you regained.
I'm gonna use as many as it takes to get to max.
Okay, that's 2. You're at 22 out of 25. Do you want to use another?
Nah.
Maverick is not here. I'll make the executive decision to use 2 of them. He's going to get those back on the next long rest anyway, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. Up a little bit. Garand.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well roll some.
Fair.
Oh, also, the Song of Rest can apply, so...
Fair, so whenever everyone finishes, you can roll the d6, and we'll see how much more people... you can roll yours. Cedar, are you spending hit die?
What does that mean?
Hit die are a method you can regain hit points on a short rest without magic. So you can heal yourself over an hour-long rest up to a certain number of times equal to your level effectively.
Oh,
It's also the same thing y'all will be using to power your semblances once you...
yes, please.
Cool. The first one brings you up to 19 hit points. Second brings you up to 28. Would you like to use more? 28 out of 33.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Doug, would you like to use any? 20 of 28 health.
Yeah, I'll use one.
Should get you at least close. Oh, wow. That was... You only got 4 health back. You're at 24 or 28. Would you like to use another or stop there?
How many do we regain after a long rest?
Well, I'm gonna give you. Oh, hold on. You also get a D6 just by spending any hit dice. You get a D6 from me because
Yeah.
I'm singing.
Oh, wait, then I'll wait.
You're going to regain some. So.
Yeah, I'll stop.
All right. Grand, go ahead and throw that.
I rolled a 2.
Roll the 2. Nope, that brings Gambit up to 24. Maverick up to 27. As you do play this tune, he listens to it. What are you all doing during the short rest? You walking around, or are you trying to talk to her?
I don't want to stress her out if she's trying to attune, so I'm just gonna be making sure that they're all tied up. Also, I might start like unloading their gear and like separating, like, so they don't have any boot weapons or whatever. Maybe might gag the spellcaster, stuff like that.
Smart plan. All right, so you got spellcaster with a piece of cloth. You definitely have some. I also forgot. Thicket, do you want to spend any hit die?
Yes. Do I get back wild shape?
You do get back wild shape on a short rest.
All of them or
You
just
have both of
one?
those. All of them.
Oh wow.
Welcome to being a druid.
Nice. Yes. And then I forget how many spell slots I get back.
I believe that's once per long rest you get to do that. And since you already got... No, you did not get into combat today. You've had 2 days of rest. So yeah, you would gain back half your level. So 2 levels worth. You have second level spell or 2 first? Ron, you wouldn't find too much on them. They all seem to be carrying effectively bare minimum. None of them have any notes, letters, anything like that. No orders. The illusionist staff is completely broken. You can find that if you, which you effectively recognize is an arcane focus. You could have used it to cast spells, but now that it's broken, it's effectively just a broken stick with a slightly fancy brow. You take the weapons off the various ones, finding scimitar, club, dagger, a couple of short swords from the dead ones. None of them seem to be even carrying any money on them. Dressed for business, almost. Shoot. There goes both of the dead ones I'm removing from combat tracker. Dead. As the time winds on, she is... Let's see. She's not going to... she'll spend it. Doesn't know who you... are you going to let her benefit from the Song of Rest?
I mean, she's shown herself to be honorable, so I'm counting her as an ally. I think.
Cool. Silver gain 2 extra hit points, then.
There'll be a verse in there about honor amongst frenemies.
Alright, as the hour drags on, I'm going to be doing anything in particular. Partway through Gambit, as you're sitting, probably eating something or tending to part of the wound you received. As you're tending to the wound, you see she looks over. Sorry about that.
Fair in love and war. Thanks for not killing me, though.
Welcome, I don't like to kill people unless necessary.
But hey, did I look cool at least?
Oh, you did. It was very impressive.
Thanks.
I imagine a bit more practice and you could sweep people off their feet.
I hope so. See, I'm new at this whole adventuring thing, so I'm trying to get it down pat, but...
It takes time to find your stride. A little while. Though, I would not call myself an adventurer.
What do you do now?
She does not elaborate for the rest of the time she spends attuning.
Oh, I see. Strong and silent type.
Thanks. At the end of the time, as the hour draws to a close, you do see Garand, actually, one of your prisoners, the halfling, seems to be waking up a little bit. The dwarf is not, and the illusionist have some time left. Halfling seems to be starting to wake up as the tiefling finishes the time as she looks at the holy symbol in front of her. Well, better than nothing, I see. She holds it against her chest. You see it glows with a calm yellow light glimmers against her. Light fades. She reaches up, taps her horns, reaches to her blade, touches the mask. Well, that didn't do anything. Oh. Thanks for letting me try, though.
What are
She
you
drops
trying
it
to
back in the
do?
bag and throws it over to Gambit.
Gambit.
Gambit, you know half of the.
Yay, I pocket it.
I will.
Better yet, I
Throw
put
it
it in
again.
my hat.
All right, I will throw the amulet into your inventory.
What are you trying to do?
Well, much to say. I was cursed a long time ago. Taps on the mask on her shoulder. Trying to find a way to get rid of this thing.
Hmm. What is
It's not a choice to have a
the
laughing
amulet do?
demon. The amulet seems to be a fairly rudimentary restoration piece. Can heal wounds, it can restore minor injuries, and supposedly can remove curses, but I found the simple remove curse spell that the majority of clerics know is inefficient on whatever is plaguing me.
I guess lesser restoration wouldn't work either.
No, I've tried it before and nothing. Thanks for the thought though.
Hey, we do often find some magic items around. So if we stumble upon anything, we can send it your way. But we'd kind of have to know who you are in order to do that. So, it's
Make a persuasion check.
ooh. Persuade for me, Abby.
Okie dokie.
Persuade. Would you like to hero point?
Sure.
Roll a d4. Add it to the total.
Hold on. Persuasion. And roll a d4.
And roll a d4.
Yay!
She smiles, and you can actually see fangs among her top teeth. Yeah, guess I can tell you. If you ever find anything you'd like to send my way or come my way yourselves, my name is Askayori. You can find me in Vacuo.
Why do
Hello,
we have to
Oscar.
ask Yuri?
No, Asaka Yori.
Consume type.
You're not the first person in Vacuo to get my name wrong.
So,
If you ever are looking for me,
yep.
I guess you could ask for my master Simon. I actually have to check something. I can't remember if Simon or Simeon. That's actually a difference there.
It's very important to know this.
Is whether there's an E or not is important. Simeon. Master Simeon. you ask around for him, he'll probably find us. There's a decent chance I'll be at the Hain Institute on any given day.
An
But
academic.
not a guarantee. Sure. Occasionally I'll see if I can find anything to help with this. It's not I'm not enrolled. I'm just a guest.
Well, you could have fooled me.
Flattery will get you nowhere, darling.
Seemed to get me out of a bunch.
Huh?
So maybe flattery doesn't work for you because you don't know how to use it.
Oh,
Ah, my heart. How dare you? Well, stands up. I apologize for wasting your time. I guess I should know who you are, in case you get me. Group name? Should I learn your individual names?
We are the messengers, and you can count on us trying to be doing some good.
Messengers of what?
the message.
What's the message?
Mm-hmm.
Save
Evildoers beware.
It's just the messengers?
Yes.
Not the weirdest name I've heard.
Well, your name isn't
Question
so
mark,
great
question mark.
either.
I meant for an adventuring group.
Oh,
Thicket gives
Huh.
Yuri the rock that he has from Maverick.
Oh. What's this for?
Sorry for hitting you.
Oh, I'll take the gift if you still want to give it to me. But I did try to hit y'all first.
That's okay.
I was rather aggressive. I try to restrain myself, but things can get out of hand.
misunderstanding. But we're on good terms now, so.
Where do I put the
I'm
rock?
glad. Just delete it from your inventory.
Okay.
To her. Rock from thicket / from Maverick. Okay, so it's gonna be rock parentheses from thicket parentheses from Maverick.
And then Doug sees this exchange and remembers he has 2 rocks in his pocket from waking up the people, and the what was it?
That's true.
And
Back at Key Night.
yeah, so he also pulls out a rock and extends the offer.
That's alright. I definitely was not kind to you. I don't like when my sword leaves my hands. It's the focus for the curse. Without it, things tend to get worse. Oh,
Well, if it makes it any better, you're the one that dropped it.
she looks over at Cedar. Technically correct. Magic had to do something with that. You're pretty strong, Cedar.
yeah. I am.
Confident. Keep that. Your confidence will serve you well. Especially if you ever make it to Vacuo.
Confidence is my middle name.
What's your first name?
Milk.
None yet business.
Nunya, business, milk, confidence. Good to know.
It's very southern since there's 2 names.
Yeah, it seems odd. Is there a last name in that too, or is it all just middle names forever?
Well, business is actually the last name. It's Nunya Milk Business.
Nunya milk.
Confidence business.
Confidence business. Wonderful, Nunya.
I think there were just several mates, and they're all hyphenated last names.
Ah, makes sense. Probably. No, it doesn't. I'm not even gonna lie. Well, you all seem rather pleasant. I'm quite glad I didn't kill you.
Two.
Yeah, I kind of like being alive. Sometimes.
It has its merits. Who knows? She gets up and starts to actually walk for the door. Maybe someday we'll be on the same side in a fight.
So,
Hmm?
if not, I hope I get stronger before I have to fight you again.
Oh, I hope so too. You were, no offense, a little bit of a lightweight.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Did she elaborate on who Simon or Simeon is? I forget. I mean, she said it his
Y'all have
master.
not asked. She said her master, Simeon.
Yeah, he works at a institution.
Well, she said you can find her at the Hain Institute.
Oh.
And also put in the highlight chat. Also, I guess they're in this chat, so just her audience. Her name is Asaka Yori, Asakayori. Simeon, spelled how it sounds, is her master. Said you can find her, or at least ask around for her, at the Hain Institute
What is that?
in Vacuo. You asking her?
Yes.
It's a magic school. Vacuo. It's the most prestigious one in the country. Though I'm not terribly adept at anything that doesn't come from blood.
They teach magic?
Yeah.
That's really
Where do you
cool.
think wizards come from?
I don't know.
England, usually.
I got my magic from the moon.
Well, that's curious. Are you a werewolf then?
Yes.
Walks back over. Oh.
I did turn into a bear.
Well, yes, but werewolves typically turn from human, or, well, humanoid to wolf and not bears.
Well, I'm a cat.
You could be a werebear, though. You are a cat. That does throw everything into question. I wasn't going to comment on it.
I can turn into a lot of things. Do you want to see a wolf?
Yes.
Let me pull out the thing.
You can just say you turn into it if you don't.
But I wanna
have
have the sheet.
Okay.
I wanna have the sheet. Where is it? Wolf. Okay.
Yeah, and if you find anything that removes curses, divine, arcane, literally anything. At this point, I'm just trying stuff.
You know, Yuri, you could just join us. We're like traveling to different locations.
Well, I do appreciate the offer. My master has something he needs to. He has a mission to send me on. I have to get back. This was technically one of my off weeks.
Okay, I am wolf now.
Hello. Pats you. I think you're actually bigger in this form.
I'm actually smaller.
Yes.
Or
Are you
smaller than the bear.
Oh yeah, but you're bigger than Thicket.
Yeah.
As much as that idea definitely sounds interesting, honest, I have other arrangements I have to. I do hope I see you again, though. You all sound quite kind. Tell Walter. Well, I'm not responsible for the theft, so I can't apologize on my behalf, but I'm glad he'll get the stuff back. Oh, she looks over at Maverick. You can keep the money too. I have other income sources. As someone stops her, she is walk out.
No, when she leaves, actually, this is the workaround. Garon's like, out of curiosity, what did you pay?
300 gold or 30 platinum rather.
All right, and was that what they would have, what the gentleman at the store would have charged you?
No idea. Price I was given when I found out the original buyer wasn't interested anymore. What I was told.
So watch
My
out
budget
for
when I
that.
came down here was 600. Bit of room. By the time I talked to Walter the other day, the item had already been stolen.
Did you have the impression that he was trying to circumvent you in some way?
Walter? Or the thief?
I guess because that seems like an odd situation. Why would the original buyer no longer be interested? And was it stolen first, and then the buyer wasn't interested? I'm very confused. I'm sorry.
Well, I wasn't a part of most of it. I arrived here 4 days ago. Okay, as she thinks for a moment. Yes, I believe it was 4. I asked about the item, and when I asked Walter, he said it had already been, it had been stolen. That's when I started searching around in the more dark areas of the city. I was able to find out that someone was still selling the item. That's when I asked to be part of the running. I was given a price, and I took it. I imagine the original purveyor no longer interested. That or couldn't pay. That's the extent of my knowledge. It's all just a conjecture.
All right. Well, just so you're aware, since you don't seem like a particularly vile sort of person,
I appreciate that.
you might want to beware of certain places, and I will name drop the places that are on the list of like there's some really bad things happening here, and I will say, and then after that I will say, and alternatively, these are probably safer places to be, and then I'll give the list of the places that were effectively targeted for bad things to happen.
You mean in town?
Yeah, so like the town list of like on that
Oh.
list, you remember that you gave us?
Mistake. So you're basically saying don't go to this place, this place, this place, or this place, but go to these places? Yeah. That's an interesting selection.
Something bigger is afoot, and unless you want to find yourself perhaps fighting against us again,
I prefer to stay out of political matters. Simians are far better at it.
then
In fact, if you ever get into politics at Vacuo, you might meet him.
well, it's been a strange pleasure, but thank you for not killing my friends, and I'm glad that we don't have to turn you in.
I am as well. He steps over to the door. She takes one more glance at Doug specifically. I'd like to cross swords with you again sometime, even if only for practice. Step out the door. You're into the night.
Okay.
As Asuka leaves. Oop. Here's evening to the evening. It is roughly 2:30 a.m. now.
Can we take a nap?
We just took a nap.
Can we take another one?
Yes, I think after we turn these criminals in to Rusty, for her to decide what to do, I think a long rest is in order. I am perfectly exhausted, far more than I have been in our entire journey, in fact.
The halfling looks over as he pokes his head up. Well, I mean, maybe we can make a deal. Don't have to turn us over. Something. I'd rather not have to deal with the brig again.
You should have thought of that before you joined the black market.
I'm just a bodyguard, man. I just here to help. I was hired to do a job. This guy, as he bonks his head against the dwarf, he's the mastermind. I got nothing here.
I believe we can let Rusty sort that out while we are resting and maybe drinking some milk.
Milk sounds good.
While the who is the mastermind?
The dwarf. This one.
I'm going to search his pockets.
Searching his pockets, you find nothing of note. He just had the weapons and stuff on.
Ah.
Like, he doesn't even have any money with him at this point. They seem to be carrying minimal required for whatever they seem to be. It doesn't look like they were, not intending to go shopping before they went back to wherever they're staying.
I see.
Like adventurers, they don't carry much with them. Travel light. So he has a club, I think. But y'all have already taken that.
What about the bodies?
Oh no, a scimitar and a crossbow. I was wrong.
What about the ones that were slain by our charismatic bard over there?
Let's see, those ones, what would they have had on them? I believe they were wearing armor. They were wearing... They were not wearing armor. They were just wearing these cloaked, very dimly set clothing, carrying a short sword and a hand crossbow. As well as each of them has sets of thieves' tools on them.
Doug's going to take one of the darker robes.
Alright, so what are y'all doing? Are y'all transporting the unconscious people and the living people and the dead people, or just some of them, or are you reporting the dead people and carrying the living people? What are y'all doing?
I think we could take all of them to Rusty, let her decide what to do, and just explain the story to her.
Corpses included?
Yeah, I mean it's her town, let her handle it how she wants to.
Fair. So between Maverick, Doug, Cedar as strong people, potentially Thicket if he wanted to wild shape. I could probably drag all of them. As you drag them through the night, kind of streamline this into the long rest, and after which we'll end for the evening. As you drag them through, you are stopped by guards partway through as you're dragging people, but after a quick explanation from Garand, and letting them know who you are, they begin to help you bring the people, walking the halfling, dropping them off at the guard station, at which point they thank you, and letting you be on your way. I assume you head back to the inn and go to the rest for the evening, or is there anything else you'd like to do before I long rest you and we end off?
Well, make sure if there were any rewards for turning them in, or anything, any wanted posters and so forth, that the messengers get proper payment.
The guard agrees and tells you to come back in the morning and they'll get you some.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, the guard looks as tired as you are. Well, not quite as tired, not bloody, not anything like that, but he does seem quite tired. And like, I'll do the paperwork in the morning. Alright, as you do. Paying for the room for the night. There will not be any... No one will interfere with the long rest, I believe. The long rest of the party, bring you back up to where you should be. I just long rested everyone, including the enemies, but they're about to be removed from the combat tracker, so it's fine. As you all rest, we find ourselves at this point probably 11 a.m. after y'all took the time to drag people through the streets. It is roughly 11 a.m. a Wednesday, the 22nd of March. And the weather... You all get up and look outside. The weather is lightly cloudy, as often. As you all look out, take a deep breath, prepare to go about returning things to Walter, seeing about if you have any bounties, and potentially whatever else you plan to do in the city before you leave to go, whether it be to Sheer, whether it be to whether it be to Nace, back to Keenite or Feldspar, wherever you happen to decide to go. We will cover that next time. So that will be the end of our session for the evening. Cool. Oh, everything got quiet there for a second. Everything. Go ahead and deal with XP. Thank y'all for playing. Time. Oop.
Great session.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Y'all. Asuka, half. Did I maybe even give you less than half? Didn't kill her, and she wasn't raging the whole time. Yeah, we'll just give you. What do y'all think? Half or
Bullet.
How about this? How about this? Does she like and respect us and want to hopefully see us again?
yes?
Then I would say, if anything, more than half, because that means we didn't just spare her, and she got to do what she wanted, but
And she want us to succeed in life.
right, like we've effectively made a mild acquaintance. But that's me.
All right. In that case, I'll say half. Then.
Friendship XP.
Friendship XP. I'll throw in it. All right, fine. I'll throw in an extra 50 XP for friendship. That will make her work. So the rest of the combat, we'll probably go ahead and say goodbye to YouTube. Not keep the recording too long. Fix the recording later. So good night, YouTube. Thank you for coming and hanging out. And I hope to see you next time. 26.